Obviously, it was AJ Greer's Cup final debut, getting back in the lineup for you guys. Even outside of all the physical stuff, just what do you think he brought to the lineup, and what was it like getting that fourth line back together in that game?
Yeah, that's the key for them, the individual play. I was pleased because I was concerned that he'd be so amped up, right? That you just come out of structure. You're just all over the place, and that was not the case. And then the three of them then together looked like they had when they played prior to AJ's injury, and there's a chemistry between the three. They become very positionally sound. They're reading off each other very, very quickly. So you got some men that can skate, and they're certainly physical players.
Right side, third row.
Hey, Paul. We always hear about players learning from postseason runs, cup runs. Watching Tuomo Ruutu working on face-offs during practice, I'm wondering how a coaching staff learns from cup runs.
Well, we would spend more time together talking than probably any other group, right? The players are in and out of the rink, but we spend an awful lot of time going over all of those things, kind of remember this, remember that. And we share so much video with each other. We've got a pretty good library of where we think things went well for us, where we missed something. So we talk about that kind of idea. What is today like in reference to our past? What are the events of today that we want to replicate? What are the things we want to stay away from? So that's the nice part of having continuity with the staff. We have a shared experience together.
Right side, second row.
In the Tampa series, you started with Mackey up on the second line, then you moved Evan up there and kind of retooled the fourth line. How important has that fourth line been, and what do you think Mackey is learning from what all that he's going through right now?
Well, he had an incredibly important year. Mackey started on the fourth line, and his skill level was that's not his level. That's not where we see him. But he learned all the hard parts of the game. And some of that is sitting on the bench for blocks of time and then having to go out and have legs. The simplicity of what those players need to do to be successful. So he learned the simple parts of the game. Then I think he had just a wonderful year. What happened with Mackey is we added players at the trade deadline and it just pushed people down. And then the Nozick line had developed something in the last 6 weeks of the season that we really started to value as the playoffs went on. So it was truly a numbers game. That's the thing that players hate to hear the most. Why can't I be one of the numbers? But he, all of it, you cannot explain to a player what playoff hockey is like. They have to be on the ice. They have to experience it. So he got his first taste of that, and we expect him to continue to grow.
Any more questions for Coach? Front right.
Jonah was just saying just how much fun he's having. As a coach, do you notice when a player isn't having fun, and how do you try and get that out of them if they're not having fun?
I got a story there with that one. We had a guy that was a year or two, maybe last year, was struggling quite a bit. He just wasn't having any fun. And Sam Reinhart, I was talking to Sam about the player. Certainly not behind. I was asking Sam, and he says, I've been through that. I've been through that time when you're working as hard as you can, but you're actually driving to the rink and you don't really have any hope that it's going to get better. So sometimes with those guys, you get locked into a belief of what's going to happen next, because that's what's happened for the last 2.5 months. You can't score. You're playing in a role maybe that you don't agree with, right? You get moved down the lineup because your play's not there, and that's your expectation. Nothing's going to change. Yona had battled he came in injured when we signed him, and he rehabbed for a while. We just felt he never got into a year healthy where he could start working on his game, but this year he had some minor injuries. But the thing that we had asked him to do last summer was figure out a way to get a half step quicker, and he did that. And we started to know that in January and February, just on the ice in practice. He was moving through the neutral zone faster. And then again, that 6 weeks block, I think it may only be 4 or 5, but there's some confidence that came in with his line with Greer and Nozick. And now he is having fun, and he should, because he's earned it. He worked hard to get a little bit faster. He put the time in to get better. So he's earned the right to come to the rink and be in a good mood, because when he does, he has hope something good could happen.
We'll take 2 more. Right side, fourth row.
Hey, Paul. When you come off a game that has the amount of penalty minutes that Game 3 had, does it change anything as far as your approach to what might happen in the next game, or any of your messaging to the players?
No, we wouldn't have spent any time thinking about that. That was just the end of a game. as the context changes, there's 4 games left to this series. As you get closer to Game 7, discipline becomes a more and more critical factor. I think this will be the fastest, most disciplined game played by both teams, and it won't have anything to do with the way the game ended. It'll have everything to do with now it's Game 4. Right? You got to keep that stick on the ice. You can't be the extra guy in a scrum. You can't. You just the context forces greater discipline.
One more left side, first row.
Hey, Paul, I know you were asked yesterday about fatherhood and all that, but for your team, a lot of dads on your team. I know.
Got a lot of kids.
Yeah. A lot of the players pregame, for home games, they go in the corner, get to see them, whatnot, have that moment of levity. Is there a sense where you can see just that shared experience helping with bonding and chemistry in the room, and just what that does for the guys who are parents who are able to?
Well, you get more guys. First of all, for the most part, these guys are a little older. Right, and then they get this group of people, and then it's a shared kind of family wives experience. For those of you who have kids, you all know it. It's tough, right? And so the wives will connect more closely with each other because they need each other. They got to rely on each other, and they're also going for some of them something life-altering for the first time. But when you bring your stroller to the rink and there's 12 other strollers there, you got lots of stories to tell, and they're all going through it at the same time. It's been marvelous to watch, and I think it does build the connections that you have with your team.
Carter, PP2 was really moving the puck well there, got a couple goals in Game 3, just a lot of reps as well. How do you feel like that unit's kind of gotten better each and every game here?
Yeah, I think we're building a lot of chemistry, playing together. We have so many great players on the unit, and I mean, both units have been pretty good. I mean, we just want to move the puck quick and get pucks to net, and that's kind of what we've been doing.
Second row, right side.
Carter, what do you remember about how your group regrouped after the Game 4 lopsided loss last year, and kind of what do you expect from the Oilers tonight?
Yeah, we expect their best. I expect them to come out hard, play really hard, and we just expect them to make a push, and they're a really good team, and they're here for a reason, and they have really skilled players, and we're going to be ready for it, and it's got to be our best too.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. On the right side, front row.
Carter, what stands out most to you about how Forsling is able to take on guys of McDavid's caliber?
Yeah, Forsey's an unbelievable player. He's so fit, so strong, and he can skate like the wind, so have such a good stick, and I wouldn't want to play against him. He's so good defensively and closes his gap so quick that it doesn't allow you to have really any space out there. You get the puck, your head's up, and he's on you kind of thing. And he's so elite at that, and so good for our team.
Right side, second row.
It feels like a lot of people who've not been around the Panthers for years are getting an appreciation for Anton Lundell and how great of a two-way player he is. How have you sort of felt his game evolve as you played with him the last few years?
Yeah, obviously, from the day one, I think he's really mature player. He works hard and competes hard. Obviously, both ways. He's reliable on defensively, and obviously he can create a lot of offense and be in dangers on that as well.
Left side, first row.
Yeah, for both you guys, you both have been here all 3 years that Paul Maurice has been here. For people who don't know him or seeing him throughout the playoffs and whatnot, just what makes Paul Maurice Paul Maurice?
He's one of a kind. He obviously, you see a sense of humor with you guys and everything like that, and he kind of has the same sense of humor with us. He keeps everything light, but makes you want to work, and for the right reasons and for each other. And at any given time, he'll know what the group needs, whether it's a clip of Meeks doing something on the ice on video or something like that. So he keeps us loose and focused at the same time, which is great.
Yeah, I think same thing as Carter said, and I think he's obviously been around for a while, and I think he just understands what the guys needs and understands that. Yeah.
On the right side, fourth row.
At two. I don't know if people realize this, but I think this is like your 5th playoff run here with the Panthers. What have you learned over the years starting? I know you didn't play in the bubble, but after that, just how tough this is and what you guys have all kind of learned through the process.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously making playoffs most of the years here, and obviously learn more confident playing hard. And I think you have to elevate your game going towards the playoffs. The game gets harder and faster, so you got to be ready for that.
Left side, fourth row.
Carter, you just touched on Gustav Forsling, and you said he's such a fit man. Paul Maurice was up here yesterday saying he just keeps winning the fitness challenge for this team, and it's 4 years running. A, what does the fitness challenge entail? And B, why can't anybody beat him?
Well, I mean, we were joking around earlier when Sturm got traded to our team. He's pretty fit too, that he's kind of going to give him a run for his money next year. But yeah, I think it's a bike test. I don't know, about like some strength stuff, but he's so fit, and so you can see him on the ice, how he skates and how fast he is, how powerful he is, and that's kind of what he is. I'm not a strength coach. I mean, the strength coach loves him probably, so.
Front right.
Carter, Marchand was saying the other day about Illustrated and Lundell that they could, they'd probably be a top 6 on most teams in this league. I mean, just how important have they been through this playoff run, that entire line, but in particularly the growth of these two?
Yeah, they've been unbelievable all year, and even in the past, and I think a lot of the times they really didn't get the appreciation that they deserve, how hard they play and like how skilled they are. It's really kind of gone under the radar, and yeah, they definitely could be top 6 on any given team, and I think playing with Marshy has really been great. I mean, that line has been probably our best line throughout the playoffs, so they can defend. They're so good defensively, and obviously have a really good offensive touch that I think is really underappreciated. And they're one of the big reasons why we're here right now.
We'll take one more and finish for Eetu.
Morjesta Eetu. Tuosta kolmannesta finaalista semmoinen kysymys, että siinä vapautit Sam Bennetin läpiajoa ja sitten hän teki sen 4-1 maalin siitä. Niin kertaa vähän sitä hetkeä, kun sä näit, että se tuli siihen sun rinnalle ja tökkäsit kiekko eteen, että hän pääsee sitten läpiajoon, niin miksi et hypännyt mukaan 2-0 hyökkäykseen? Painoiko jaloissa vai mikä siinä oli?
Joo, mulla oli vähän pidempi vaihtoehto siinä alla ja koitin saada vaan ehkä purettua kiekkoa pois alueelta ja sitten näin, että olisi läpi ajon paikkaa, mutta sitten just punaisen jälkeen näin, että tuolla Benillä on vähän enemmän vauhtia ja mulla ei ole pitkä vaihto alla painaa jaloissa, niin annoin kiekon hänelle ja hyvä ruokkia kuumaa kättä, niin ja sitten koitin ottaa vähän pikkää siihen vielä, että ei varmasti kerkeä puolustajat siihen mukaan.
It's going to be a fast game, as always. We expect both teams to come out and play hard, obviously, physical between the whistles. So yeah, we're really excited to get going. I feel like it's been a long 2 days in between, and yeah, we're ready to go.
First Cup final game for you inside Amerant Bank Arena last time out. What can you say about the atmosphere and how you guys were able to feed off of that?
Awesome, just awesome. Obviously, we fed off that right from the start. Scoring 2 seconds or 2 shifts into that game obviously helps get the fans really engaged. And all night they love the physicality, they love the pace of play, and so we're super happy that we got a win in front of them, and hopefully we can play some good hockey tonight too.
Still a long way to go before you get to where you want to go to, but the closer that you get to putting $16 in the puck wall, does it get any more difficult to manage those emotions?
I don't think so. I think we've done ever since I got here, at least the focus has really been on taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, and just winning your day. So we're not looking ahead to anything other than the game tonight and what we can do better from last game and learn from. So that's really our focus. We're preparing for a 7-game series here. We expect some of their best hockey.
How do you do better than what you did last game?
There's always things you can improve on. I don't think the score is as lopsided as you think in some of these games. The first 2 games are one-shot games, right? And last game, penalties and a lot of special teams, and it's tough to get into a flow for both teams. But we expect a much different game.
What do you expect from the Oilers in particular tonight, coming off a performance they weren't thrilled with?
I'm sure it's going to be, just hard hockey between the whistles. I don't think there's going to be a lot of stuff after. I'm sure the refs are already talking to try to keep this thing under control. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to be intense and in your face. So we're fully aware of, I think both teams probably want to be a little bit more disciplined coming into tonight and play a little bit more 5-on-5 hockey.
When you look at the way Lundell's been playing, do you tend to forget that he's still a young player?
Yeah, he doesn't seem like it at all. He plays well above his game's play says or his age says. He's a super smart player, playing unbelievable hockey for us right now. Even garnering some of the harder matchups we've had in this playoffs. And that line's been just exceptional for us.
You didn't get to see Aaron a whole lot before his suspension, but since he's come back in these playoffs, how have you seen him sort of get back up to speed over the last 6 weeks or so?
Yeah, he's a huge part of our team. I mean, he really solidifies our D-core. He's a physical presence. He's great on the power play. He plays all special teams for us. Averaging 25, 30 minutes a game this postseason, and we obviously wouldn't be here without him. So, when I first got here, obviously it was a little bit weird, a lot of pair shuffling and things like that. But I know he did the proper things necessary to stay engaged and stay what we were doing in the latter half of the season. And then physically, just in great shape, doing all the things he needed to do. So when he came back in, it just seemed like it was meant to be, like a seamless transition.
He was downplaying the hit on McDavid yesterday, but what did you appreciate about that?
He was downplaying it?
He said it wasn't a big hit in his mind. McDavid hardly fell. But he's a tough guy to get a body on. What do you appreciate?
Yeah. We just clogged the neutral zone. I think he had good timing on the play. I don't think it was a massive hit. I'm not going to give him that much credit. But it was great body contact. Obviously it's tough against the best player in the world.
Speaking of the power play 2 has been called a power play 1B. How great is it to see that they have been taking the slack?
They've really moved the puck around, probably better than our unit has, than my unit. They're staying quick. They're getting pucks to the net, and it seems like they're on the same page. So that anytime you have two units that are dangerous, and the PK doesn't have to just focus on one unit or a group of 5, it makes it tougher for them. So hats out to them for scoring big goals for us and timely goals that we've needed in the first 3 games.